accepted here for
No,
this
no, we
evening.
weren't getting any more drinks. That hasn't happened since, but you never know when it could
No.
happen again. Never know when it can happen
So
again.
you
And
can
remember,
fall off a chair and almost crack your head open. That's fine, but
oh
do
my
not
God, I don't
touch the
want to do that
microphone.
anymore. No,
No, that was scary.
No, I won't do that. That won't happen at City Winery. I would never. I'm going to be professional and do our job and have fun with everyone. And I'll have a couple drinks, but I'm not going to get full down drunk there. You never know. Another night I might, but not there.
Speaking of which, before we move on to food and all this other stuff, we have to talk about people have also found in Melissa's book, these Carolyn Russo allegations of abuse.
Yes.
I'm not saying that because I think it's a very strong
Terrible
thing to allege if you are not, but that's Carolyn's story, Melissa's ex-friend, and we're just here to share the news that that's what's happening. But in her book now, people have found this quote where Melissa is basically saying, she's detailing and this harsh situation where she touched a guy's arm because he had a tattoo, and she said, "Oh, I love a tattoo. I think I don't have any. Joe and I might get one." And she said Joe Gorga went. I mean, you read me the excerpt that basically he flung back in the chair and the hands were flying, and basically it was violent is how she described it.
Yeah.
These are Melissa's own words in her book.
Yeah. Listen, I never witnessed Joe being violent in my eyes to Melissa. He was violent to me, put up his fist, but I have watched episodes where he threw her aside. He threw her aside at the christening, and he threw her aside when him and Joe fought at that place where they all went to try to make up. I've seen on tape him throwing her aside. So, I don't know what else to say about it. I witnessed his fist go into my face and her grabbing his arm. So I don't know. And I heard there was a lot of stuff going on in that house, when he was younger. I don't know, because like you said, I hate to talk about this, but there was a lot of anger, a lot of temper. They have the Gorgas all have a hot temper. Teresa has a hot temper. Joe has a hot temper. Supposedly the father had a hot temper. God rest his soul. I don't think he ever hit the mother. I'm not saying that, but a hot temper, flew off the handle. Teresa said she'd throw him, flip a table. She saw him. So they saw this kind of stuff at home. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about it.
Well, since you told us your Kim G story last week, yes, I found that clip where Andy said, "How do you know Kim D?" And at that same reunion, which I think was season 2, back when the show was real, at that same was it 3 that reunion? Okay.
Yeah.
So that reunion, the Kim G is there and they're talking about Danielle's square tits, and there is a moment where something about the stripper pole and Teresa and Kim G didn't even say anything. And Teresa is "Don't you have to fucking speak to me again?" She goes from 0 to.
I know.
I was Teresa's just always been this way. I know she flipped the table early on, but I don't think I realized that. I think I thought she settled down after the table.
No. Very angry. When I walked on stage to the last reunion, she was told by Andy, "Don't get up off the couch." And she said, I won't.
Saw that.
And she kept getting up. That's why I finally looked at her. I go, "You get up one more time, Teresa. You're going back where you belong." Clink, clink. Who the fuck you think you are? Now, go to not San Cubana. Let's go to the reason why that reunion took place. And I was on the stage. They came to my fundraiser. They told Dolores and Siggy, "You're not walking. You shouldn't be walking." Dolores told Melissa, "Go F herself." Siggy said, "We are walking." Teresa, the reason why I flip the chair and I walk away is this. Teresa comes walking in with her drink, okay, with the girls.
This I remember.
And she puts the drink down and I can see everything. I'm a street girl. I know. I watch her looking at the drink, looking at me, looking at the drink. I go, "This piece of garbage," that she called me that night, she's going to pick up, she thinks she's going to throw this drink at me. She's out of her mind. So finally I said, "Let me tell you something, Teresa. You pick up that drink and you do that with me." I said, "That's the last thing you're going to do. You'll be arrested again. I'm not going to tolerate that." Okay. Now they probably cut a couple things that we said. Finally, when I saw her the last time looking at it, because she can't fucking control herself. She can't. That's when I said, "I'm done here." I was dressed in my legere, my hair and makeup. I didn't even do my show yet. And I'm going to have this stupid bitch throw a drink. I flipped the chair at her and I walked away. because I knew it was escalating because I pushed those buttons. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to stand there and take it. Then the Bravo people blocked the door. They didn't want to let me out. And I had people with me that kicked the door open and we got out of there. That's how crazy it gets. They didn't want the fight to end. Yeah, called them all dirty bitches. I flipped the chair and I fucking left. Throw a drink at me. So that's what happened.
And one of our hecklers, our friend Emma, one of our hecklers, she was in that scene.
That she was. Yes, she was. She was in that scene.
I'm going to call her Emma. I'm going to call her Emma the heckler the next time I see her.
There you go. She was there. And let me think about who else that can reiterate this. Couple people were in that room.
Who the hell tried to kick the door open or kick the door open?
The girl, one of the girls, her name is the hell was her name? Oh my God. I can't think. She owned one of the Moxie salons. Maddie. Her name was Maddie. She had a blue dress on.
I was going to say, I guess you're not such good friends with her anymore.
Well, she got married, had a baby. She got rid of the salon. I'm still on Facebook with her. But I have, I got this fog.
Well then, girl, that makes it official if you're still Facebook friends.
We're Facebook friends. We're still friends. But she was a big, tough girl. And she kicked the door open and we got out of there. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I think I'm going to start we're throwing drinks at each other. Like, enough.
I had Allison Dubois on, the medium from the Dinner Party from Hell on Beverly Hills Season 1, and she said that at that scene, besides them giving her those huge, and this is all on my thing, I'm not talking out of school, besides them giving her extra large martini glasses and keep refilling it, that they took her car. Like, she was like, where's my car? Like, they lock doors, they take cars. When your scene is not over and they don't want you to leave, you can't just leave.
Yeah, listen, they tried to keep me there. And at San Cubano, when they whisked me outside, they knew that Joe was out there and he was going to fight with me. I didn't know. I was blindsided. I didn't even realize who he was talking about until finally I'm like, excuse me, you're talking to me? Okay. Well, my son was at San Cubano, but he was trying to get out. They, again, blocked the door so no one could come out because they wanted me to fight with Joe alone. Like, they didn't want anybody to get involved in the fist fighting or anything like that. So I had no problem. I can handle myself. I don't need anybody to help me with Joe. That's why when Joe put his fist up, I'm like, come on. You want to hit me? Let's go. Bring it on. And that's when I say, you little fucking midget. I play with the big boys. Like, you do that, you're going to see what, happens to you. But she grabbed his arm. I don't need people to help me, okay, against a man or against a woman. But he did put his fist up and Bravo did block the door. So no one could get out this time. Yeah. And they couldn't. My son was in the behind there because it would have been ugly. I'm glad they didn't let him out because I don't want to see my son fighting with people, so.
What's going on with this? I mean, I hate to say unlikable bitch, but